Okay, so it seems like I've been working on this Subaru a lot lately. I don't know why that is. So check the book in the car just to see where I'm at with oil change. I do it about every 5,000, even though it's a full synthetic. I still do every five. And yeah, I'm over 6,000 miles on this oil change. I think the last time it was changed was October 21st. So decided to do it. Made the decision that I was going to run the cheap generic oil 0W20, and Fleet Farm had this Resolute oil on sale, and I think it was the conventional oil was a buck 99 a quart, and the full synthetic was 2.99. So I was like, all right, I'm doing it. Otherwise, I buy Quaker State 0W20, and that ranges anywhere from like probably $4 to $7 a quart. So I got to the store, they didn't have it. They don't make a 0W20. They got everything but that. So that was disappointing. So then I looked to see what else they had, and they had like Valvoline. What else did they had? Mobile One. All your big names. Citgo. I was gonna buy Citgo because that was the next cheapest, and that was like six something a quart for 0W20. And then finally I was like, oh, I'll just have to go find the Quaker State because that's usually the cheapest stuff. And right before I left the store, I found this Mobile One 0W20. Now don't get confused and think that like I want to start putting better oil in my car or anything like that. This 5 gallon jug, which is basically what the car needs. The car needs 5.1. I only put 5 in, that's close enough. And this 5 gallon container was 22 bucks. So I didn't think that was too bad. That comes out to be what, like 459 or four something, a little over 450 a quart, I think, by the time tax and everything's figured in. So this is what I'm running, and I'm still running the same filter like I normally do, which is the Mobile One M1110. So, all right. Okay, so one of the things I do with my filter here, I fill it up, even though that this filter sits the other way with the hole facing down and it's vertical on the engine, I still fill it up with oil, and then what I do is I just spin it like this, and it gets in the holes. You can see there's holes in the metal, and this cartridge here is all cardboard or paper, the filaments. So you want that oil to soak in, so when you do start the engine, the filter's not completely dry. So yeah, oil still needs to get to the top of the engine and like go through the system, but that way you don't have to fill this filter up first. Ideally the filter would be at the bottom, you'd fill it level top and screw it to the bottom of the car, but that's not how this is designed. So I like to do is just let it get soaked into the cardboard and then put it on. So for whatever that's worth, I think that's something. Okay, so I've never used a huge container like this before, so I'll let you know how it works here. I did buy a funnel because I knew that that was going to be an issue. It doesn't appear that you have to turn this container a specific way. You know, with the quart bottles, there's a certain way you're supposed to hold it in order for it to drain out of the container. So, and hopefully I'm not pouring this too fast that it ends up airlocking or something and spilling all over everything. So I'm just dumping it from the handle here, and it seems to be working. Also, I did put this container by one of our air vents in the house, or one of the HVAC vents, just to get the oil super warm so it pours easy. Out in the garage here, I only got it set to about 50, and yeah, so it seems to be working all right. It's definitely pouring easy that it's warm. So oil is pretty black again, but that's usually to be expected with that amount of miles on it. So I'm just gonna let that drain. So I would say that's a win. Like that's much easier than messing around with the quart containers. Otherwise, it's a lot of, unless you can get a better price on it. But I didn't think that was too bad. And Mobile One, from what I've heard, is supposedly the best stuff or one of the best oils out there. At least for the price, it should be. But I guess if you catch it on sale, it's not bad. Same thing with this filter. I caught this on sale because those are usually super expensive as well. So now hopefully this should be good until, let's say, June. Hopefully we don't put on another 5,000 miles here before we're done with the school year here. Yeah, it turns out today might be oil change day because I double checked the Xterra too, and that's at 35. Maybe it's almost 4,000 miles, and that I usually change around 3 because that's just 5W30, so I may need to run and pick up a filter. And I got the trailer out of the shop anyway today, so I might as well, if I got everything pulled apart and it's a nice day, it's not rainy. So in the Nissan I do a lot of towing with that, so. Alright, so that's exactly what today is. It's definitely a oil change type of day, I guess. Come underneath here. We got the pan. I just got out the majority of oil out of the pan. I got that plastic coffee container catching what else is coming out. And then this big one is catching where I just took the filter out. And I've done videos on this before, but this is just what I'm up to today. Alright, I almost lost my mind at the store. The filter for this car is also the same as the Subaru. It's that you could use a mobile M1 110 or whatever, and they were $3 off, and they were coming out as the same price as a Fram. Then I found this, the Fram Tough Guard, and that's what I'm running, and it says it's good for protection up to 10,000 miles. And this was actually $3 less than this filter that I used in the Subaru. So definitely the way to go. Almost bought the expensive filter there without realizing it. So, and I got my oil on top here getting warmed up, and I'll be ready to dump it in and hopefully have this one done. Alright, let's start up the Xterra here, see how long this oil light stays on. And there you go. So yeah, the filter was a little dry. I got some in the filter, but that's another one that's tough to get on. So there you go. Now you gotta get the trailer put back in the shed here, put the lawnmower away. Alright, so I got everything put away here again. Yeah, so something has to be done with this trailer here. Either I'm gonna have to find one of those jacks that you can clamp on the side. You know, usually they clamp on the side of this C channel here, and then you can like flip them down or flip them up that quarter turn with a wheel, because this just does not work, and this thing is really heavy, and it's really tight getting this trailer backed in the this garage door. Had I known when I built the building that I was going to have a 6x10 utility trailer, I would have went with a wider door than a 9. Or is this an 8? No, it's 9 wide. 9 wide. A 10 would be nice. I mean, it's doable, but it's hard to see when you're backing up with the truck. It's not bad when the blower's not on the John Deere here. I can just put the receiver hitch in the front of that bracket, and then I can see where I'm pushing it in. But this thing is too heavy to manhandle, and during the winter here, I don't know. I got to figure something out, because using the truck, that or maybe putting the trailer over on the other side, sticking it in there where the Mustang's at, and then putting the Mustang in here. But then you got to move the Mustang out every time you got to change oil and stuff, and then it's in the shop area. So I don't know, some thoughts. Got everything put away though for today.